This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Oh my gosh. This very well may be one of the most anticipated movies of the year for a number of reasons.
Reason number one, Sway.
Yeah, count them out.
Reason number one. It is starring my fantasy girl, woman, queen, boss, Sanaa Lathan. That's reason enough. This is my homie right here.
Make me blush, Sway.
I'm glad I have some type of impact on you. That alone is enough for me, Sanaa.
You won. Sway.
I'm good. If you do nothing else, you could be repost from this moment on, but I made you blush. But the perfect guy, Sanaa Lathan, Morris Chestnut.
Who was that?
What the hell was
She
that?
said who before he said Morris.
That's
It didn't even get it.
One more.
Yes.
Michael Ealy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Swimming pool eyes.
It was really hard for me to go to work every day.
Oh my God. It must have been horrible for you,
It was
Sanaa.
so horrible.
Yeah.
No, really. I had so many girlfriends trying to come visit. I was like, you never wanted to visit me on set before
And to
this.
come to your job, like you like this is where I work.
This is my work. Like, why you try to come? Can I have lunch with you?
Oh
No.
man. You know, I was trying to think what movie did I see recently, and they showed the trailer to the movie, The Perfect Guy.
Dope.
What was it? Oh, Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Straight Outta Compton. And I was like, my gosh, this looks scary.
It was scary.
Yeah,
You know,
scary.
it
It's definitely
started.
scary.
It was beautiful in the beginning, but then it turned. Michael Ealy goes
No,
insane.
he really does. It's so funny because when I first saw the movie about, I don't know, like a month and a half ago, it was a screening with my mother and my agents, and it's always very nerve-wracking because I'm so critical of myself. But anyway, I screamed out loud at one point. And obviously I knew what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, maybe this works, you know?
Right.
But we did the premiere last week, and usually premieres are very uptight, but people were talking back to the screen. It was fun. It was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very suspenseful. It is. You will definitely be checking under your bed when you get home.
You ever have that experience where you, in real life, well, you're Sanaa Lathan. So where you have some guy goes psycho on you?
Yeah, well, you know, definitely not to this degree. This is the movies. He takes it really far, but I've had, you know, kind of scary situations with strangers.
Yeah.
But I've also like all of us, guys included, had that thing of where you just think you know somebody and they're just so wonderful and you have that glow and you're like, this is the one and he's this and she's that. And then whether it's 3 months later or 2 years later, you're like, oh, no. This is, they are completely the opposite of what I thought.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had that happen quite a few times. Sanaa.
Sway, you just got all real and shit. You just turned off.
Look, he got upset.
Got bothered by this whole conversation. Bitches go crazy after a while.
It's the octagon.
Bitches, and men do too.
Yeah, but bitches
Shoot.
do it more.
You know,
Please.
women.
They're queens until that shit happened. And
Come
it's
back,
like, bitch.
Sway. Come back,
hurt.
Sway. You
What?
heard Sanaa touched a bone in there. Come back.
I've had, and Kelly, I've had a woman sit at my door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
yeah.
this.
sorry.
Was it somebody you were in a relationship with or somebody you didn't know?
Somebody.
He
It
octagoned them. He
Yeah.
octagoned them. He came in and they didn't know how to get out.
Well, I knew her for a while.
Ooh, I've never heard that. Octagoned him. That's what he
Sanaa,
did.
stop lying, Sanaa. You know about the octagon.
Be very careful, Sanaa. Tread lightly.
Tread lightly. Nah, but I think that's what makes this movie so
scary.
appealing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Because we've all, from one
Yes.
level or another, you know, you don't have to be in the public eye to have this happen. In
Yep.
fact, it happens all the time. Morris Chestnut is an icon. You know,
Yep.
Michael Ealy is becoming an icon.
Yeah.
Working with Morris, was that your first?
No, because
that
we
was
did Best Man.
Okay, Best Man.
That was
that's
one
right,
of my
that's right.
first movies, so
Yeah.
we were in Best Man together, and then obviously recently Best Man Holiday again. But the thing about that is that our characters never really interacted.
Yeah.
We would do like group scenes together, but I didn't really, I mean, I knew Morris, but we never got to do any one-on-one stuff. So it was such a treat because I'm such a fan of his, and I really liked him as a person.
Yeah.
And so we were very lucky because Michael and I helped produce it, and we helped the vision come together. So we were on the project way longer than once you start casting.
Mm-hmm.
And that role obviously is a pivotal role, but Morris didn't have to necessarily do that role.
Yeah.
We just felt so lucky to have him do it, and I just thought it was the perfect end to that trio.
Yeah.
And then Michael I had never worked with, but I felt like I kind of knew him because he worked with so many of my good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, so that was great too.
I know there are a lot of women that have a lot of different kind of questions for you. And I can see these two over there waiting.
Yeah.
But I follow you on Instagram, so I troll you all the time. And I remember when y'all were shooting and you would post pictures of you guys together in different days that you were working, and it just looked like the chemistry.
Yeah.
It was I almost wanted you to stop posting the pictures.
Yeah, jealous.
See, but
I
I,
don't know.
like
I just
that.
felt like that was too much.
Because women live vicariously through. She's your fantasy woman, but for us, we live vicariously through you, Sanaa.
Oh, I love it.
You've had so many just banging leading men. Obviously, speaking about Morris. Obviously, just thinking about Omar Epps, thinking about Taye Diggs.
Yeah.
Who was the best kisser?
Horny.
Shut up.
I mean, she's horny. That's hilarious. No, you know what? I just feel like a lady never kisses and tells. But I do have to say that it's neck and neck. Like, and I also, that was so long ago, but it definitely, let's just put it this way. It's neck and neck between, caramel and dark chocolate, Morris and Michael Ealy.
Oh, sell that movie.
Caramel and
Dark chocolate.
Damn.
caramel and dark,
Caramel, you got a question, DB?
You just call me Caramel? I mean, if she called me Caramel, that's cool, but you...
Maybe butterscotch.
Anyway, I was going to say, I know a lot of times on movie sets, they like to keep people at odds when there's a tension scene or whatever. So did they keep you and Michael separated just to keep the tension there, or was it like offset?
No. No. Like I like to joke in between takes, especially with a tense movie, but definitely when it got really heavy, because he plays a sociopath, and that's a person, which he taught me this. I didn't know this, but a sociopath is different from a psychopath. A sociopath is a person who doesn't feel any empathy. So, or fear. So even though they'll like dodge the police, they have no fear of getting caught, and they can't empathize with anything's pain. Like, do you hear about those like kids who put like firecrackers in like little kittens' butts and stuff? And so, damn, that was graphic. No, but like you hear about those, and you're like, how could that person do that? But it's like they're born that way. But anyway, so towards the end, when it got really dark, I'd be like, "Hey, Michael," and I'd look in those eyes, and I was like, and I would get a chill. I would have to walk in the other direction because he really was, he was there.
He was in character.
Yeah.
Everybody, see, I was telling Sway and Tracy, we were coming back recently, about 2 weeks ago from LA, and I had a layover in Chicago, and I saw you. You were riding, like you had the VIP card and you were riding through, and Tracy was like, "Why didn't you say anything?" I was like, she was in her private moment. And I always feel like, you work so hard. She's an actress. Everybody knew who you were, but I didn't want to be that person, to have a moment. What do you do in your down moments? Like, do you just read over other movies for your next project? Do you go watch tennis? Like, what do you do for fun in your quiet time?
Yeah, I have a very regular, simple life in between work. I live in LA. I have 2 dogs. I have to do the workout thing. I have great friends. I have family. I read a lot. I mean, I read a lot for work, but I also love to read. I love going to the movies. It's just very simple.
Like every day. Okay.
Every day. And I mean, that's part of the job. It's talking to people. In the beginning of my career, it was rough for me because I didn't get into this for fame. Some people get into this to be famous. I don't crave that. I really love the work and I love telling stories, and I feel so blessed. But like in the beginning, I'm also very independent. I like to do things by myself. And so, I resented the fact that I could, people would recognize me in the beginning, and I'd be like, I don't understand why they want to take a picture with me, and it's even worse now with all the camera phones and stuff. But now it's like there's a level of acceptance and enjoyment that I could, like, if that one moment, if that picture makes somebody just feel better for that hour or for that day, then it's part of my job.
Her voice is so pretty. Sanaa Lathan.
Dry off, Sway.
We're going to open up the phone lines. 888-742-3345. Such a pretty voice. I swear.
Thank you.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. Sanaa Lathan is here from the movie The Perfect Guy. Actress and producer in theaters today.
Nice.
Today. This is a great date movie.
It really is.
Go out.
It's a great date movie because I think it'll get people talking, because I think that in every character there are things that people will relate to. And situations, guys and girls alike, that they had experienced. Maybe not to the degree that it happens to Leah, but definitely just like your situation where what did you do with her?
Okay.
Sway being interviewed. This is good.
I've never been on this side of the mic. Thank you, Sanaa. I felt so obligated to answer this shit, but that was somebody that I had known for a while, and then the lines got blurred on the relationship, so we started becoming sexual.
But you weren't committed. You were just kind of floating.
That's when it got blurred, Sanaa.
Yeah.
It wasn't. No. Yes and no.
No, but you never had that talk. That's when problems happen, is if you don't, like, because one person will assume something and the other person has no intention of doing that, of being the boyfriend or the girlfriend. And I think that's where the hurt comes, right?
That's what happened. It was never specified that we were going to be in this monogamous situation, but nevertheless, that's no reason to go psycho.
Yeah,
right. And
yes,
other aspects of the relationship went wrong. And
so what did she do? She sat outside your door?
Sat outside my door.
When were you in the house?
I was in the house.
Did she say anything?
No. She knocked on the door and I saw who it was and I just ignored it, and then
she knew you were in there.
She knew I was in there, and I ignored it for like 3 hours, and when I finally walked out, was sitting right there on the floor.
That ain't
Wait,
psycho.
were you on your way out?
I was on my way out, and I was like,
What happened? Oh my gosh! Oh, that's horrible.
That's crazy, right? And then
What's the face?
and then
Scaffold out here.
Who didn't take out my garbage?
I pulled her aside, took her outside, and it just became Oakland. I went back home to Oakland mentally.
She was screaming and crying?
No, it wasn't like she wasn't a weak person, or I'm not saying that I equate that with being weak.
Right.
But she had an agenda, and I had to just do exactly what you said, communicate in very blunt terms, and then sever that tie in that moment. But I learned from that.
You were shook by it. I could tell by the way.
I mean,
not like.
No, it's because if a person is willing to do that, it's no telling what they're willing to do. And so shook in a sense, I wasn't scared of the person, but almost like I can't predict what this person may.
Yes,
may
you
not
can
do.
by your own actions, because men trigger the crazy in women.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Get the fuck out of
Come
here.
on, Sanaa, please tell him.
Listen, I've had men be just as crazy. So I mean, it does work. But we are by
Both.
nature we're more emotional. But the truth is that men are way more sensitive than we are. Like we deal with our emotions. We just like let it out,
and
you
our
know what
friends
I mean?
build us back
we'll
up.
We'll cry. We'll be knocked down on the floor, heartbroken, and then like 3 weeks to 3 months to a year later, we're fine. Men, they get heartbroken one time, and then they have to be a player and their commitment folks
internalize
for the
it.
rest. They really, I believe that their hearts are actually more sensitive than ours.
Is she touching a button?
Sanaa knows me. Sanaa knows me well. She knows me. I told you guys.
You did say
Y'all
that,
didn't-
Sway.
I
You
said she knows me. All right, Tanya's on the line. Go ahead,
Hi,
Tanya. Good
Tanya.
morning. She's in
T.
D.C.
Hey guys, thank you again for taking my call. Just wanted to say, Sanaa, I love your work. But
Thank
question, for those of us outside looking in, it looks like there's a lot of good work, that there's extended roles. A movie like this, I think in 1983, you would never see on a theater. You see Boys in the Hood, but you wouldn't see an extended role with just some good old plain acting, with these types of characters. But again, we're outside looking in. So for you, do you see that there's more opportunity for minority actresses and actors, or is it still a struggle?
It's definitely still a struggle. I mean, I think in TV, the TV is catching up. And you turn on TV, whether it's commercials or TV shows, it's looking like the world that we live in. Still, even with, things like the movies that have had recent success, Best Man Holiday, Think Like a Man, Straight Outta Compton, it's still, you can count them on one hand.
That's true.
If you think about all the movies that come out, it does not reflect the world, the diverse world that we live in America. And Hollywood, in my opinion, should make movies that reflect us. I want to see myself, The Latina wants to see herself. I mean, we should all be able to see our stories, and they don't necessarily have to be specific stories. We're Americans. This story right here is going to speak to any race, because it's kind of a classic relationship, erotic thriller.
Yeah.
Like Fatal Attraction. Like, I loved Fatal Attraction. There was nobody black in that, but it'll be the reverse for this. But I just think that the thing I love about the guy who runs Screen Gems, who is a white man, he's responsible for a lot of black movies. For whatever reason, he just thinks it's important. And he came to me like 3 years ago and pitched me the idea over dinner. And I was like, this sounds great. Let's write it. This happens all the time in Hollywood. You don't necessarily, I just let things go, because you never know if it's going to come around. And there was a script in a couple of years, and then we started developing it with Michael, and here we are today. And I'm really proud of it. And yet I would love to see, it would be my wish to see more diverse, movies. And then also the language about the movies, the language about black movies, calling every black movie an urban film.
Yeah.
That's also,
right.
or like, a niche film, or they're surprised. Oh, something, what went wrong or what went right that this movie actually was number one,
Like it's a fluke.
Exactly.
Straight Outta Compton.
Exactly.
Number one, how many weeks in a row?
3 weeks.
3 weeks in a
That's
row.
amazing.
Amazing,
Come
right?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a great American story.
It sure is.
Right?
Hip hop culture is world culture. So for them to say hip hop is like some niche thing, no. Not only is it taken over, dominated American culture, it's dominated world culture.
Global culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think then you'll start to produce more?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to produce things for myself to be in as well as others.
That's
So
dope. Congrats.
Right. Gary is on the line from North Carolina. Gary, this is your moment.
What up, Gary?
What's going on? This is an honor to be on this. I listen to you guys every day.
Thank you.
And just also, first and foremost, want to give out, condolences to those families thinking on September 11th today as well. That's
Absolutely.
a big day, something that will never be forgotten. But with Miss Sanaa Lathan, oh my God, I've been a huge fan of you since I was like 11.
No.
Just watching, Love and Basketball, Brown Sugar, all those good movies. But just wanted to call and let you know I'm a big fan of you. You're beautiful in and out, and best wishes in your future. And I'm looking forward to taking my wife to see this movie. So.
Oh, yay. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Gary, thanks for your call. You're a citizen.
Let's Sway in the morning.
Sanaa, I want to thank you for coming by and
It's my pleasure.
just brightening up my day. I mean, all of us.
Definitely.
And thank you for reading me and helping me with that therapy too.
Okay, yeah, I could help.
Cool. So can I call you if I have any more problems?
Oh my God.
Thank you,
Couch.
Sanaa.
She knows me.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45. Kilo.